You know, I love being here in Waynesboro. It is small town feel that's growing up. But right behind me here, if I had $1 for every time I went to Ace Hardware to get stuff, my chisels are all dull and I can't find my whetstone, so I'll just buy another chisel and some tips. But, you know, I go there, so it's like really, really close. There's my red brick house right there. It's walking distance. Now, out here, this is the center of Waynesboro. The White House that you see back behind me past this trailer is actually a historic Plum House, and I think that one is about 15 years older than I am, than ours is. And that's actually a historic museum, which is really cool. I've been in it one time, although you need to make an appointment to see it. And so as you go through, you can see some of the other historic buildings like the one back here. I've never been in that one, but I think it's now a commercial office and stuff. But when they had the town back in the day, everybody had a lot of land, so that's why everything was so spaced apart. And so from time to time you'll see some of these old historic houses like this one. But it's kind of cool now that we've got the painting done on the front of the house. The roof is green the roof is green. Let me see if I can get you. Okay, is green, but with the rain and being wet, it actually looks black. We were thinking about painting it silver, but I don't know. The black might not be a bad idea. It will be hot as can be if we do, but you see the top roof is silver. So, at the moment, it's okay being green. But it's actually a nice walk. Of course, my next door neighbors, the old Presbyterian Cemetery. Hello, good people. And as we get closer up here, you can see where we patched the, or pointed up the brick in there. But it's a nice little walk and stroll through here. One of the things I really want to do on here is I'm going to need to get a lift so I can get up and fix the chimneys and put on the gutters. And there you have it, good people. Where it's been painted in the front, definitely looks a lot better. The people at the hardware store said, "We've never seen anybody work so hard on something." And I said, well, if I was doing this for somebody else, it would feel like a job. I said, but this is truly a labor of love. And so, it's also nice and warm in here. One of the mistakes we've made working on the floors and stuff is not taking care of making sure all the dust doesn't go into the HVAC unit. And so, got my lock on the door so we can close up the door. I've covered up the vent over there, and I just need to get the lock on this one so we can isolate this room while we work on it. Trying to get a little smarter. Okay, so we're working here on the floor, and my bride is working on pulling out all of these tacks that are in here. So we've actually got an old chisel, one that's kind of been beat up, because most of these tacks are only about 3/8 inches thick. And so you can get behind there and just work them loose, and then you can take the hammer and pull them out. Now there are a few in here that are actually the nails that are helping to hold those on here, but for the most part, you can see they use these to hold up, I guess, the wallpaper. It's kind of cray-cray. Now, I'm starting the process of getting out the boards and stuff that are in here and replacing them. So, what I've actually done here is, and we'll check and see if I'm okay width-wise. It's going to be snug. What I've done is I've cut a slight bevel in here, so what'll happen is, hopefully, when I put it on here to catch the tongue, it's like I got a little nail right there, to catch the tongue, that bevel, as we tap it in place, will help to make it nice and snug. That's the hope and theory. we're using these 2 1/4 inch molding screws and recessing them deep under to make sure that they'll stay in place. There you go. Now, of course, this is painted. And our other ones, of course, are not, but that's okay. Well, actually, some of them are painted, some aren't. And what we figured out is, it seems like they use the house paint to paint the floors. Don't ask me, because I don't know why, but it's like that, and that's the way it is. And see, putting these screws in here is going to really tighten it up. Now, unfortunately, this is where the hard part gets to be. We have all these old cut nails that are in here like this. We're going to have to go through with a hammer those suckers in. It is no joke, but it's going to have to be done. Now, I've already started the process here. This piece with the big knot that's out of it, we'll go ahead and take this out. And we're going to take this piece all the way down to here out because it's jacked up here, but we want to stagger it so that way it looks like it belongs. I've actually already taken the the circular saw, and I've cut the tongue right here, and we'll match this up widthwise to be really, really snug. And over here, I think we're going to be okay with this piece. Well, we do have, this is kind of bad right there, so we might go ahead and just take this one. We'll cut this one right here, like we did this one, and we'll take this portion out, and then we'll take this out. And that will make this a lot easier to finish the floor. And what I think I'm going to do, let's go ahead and cut this. Get that pry bar? What? The little pry bar? Wow, that was actually pretty thin. Jeez. This has been sanded down to meet that. So we may need to, let's see, we may need to scarf this a little bit more. But we'll go through, we'll take off the tongue right here, we'll slide another piece in. And we have our original piece right here, which is a log. I think I may want to cut this back a little bit more. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the rest of the log right there. That, my friends, is a 204-year-old log. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this piece out, and actually we'll be okay to sand that down because we have the support here. It's really not that much that's going to need a holder. And these, look at that. nothing wrong with old wood. I don't think he heard it. Oh my goodness, this is cool. So, you know, the floor is not perfectly level and plumb and all that stuff, but it's been here forever. So this looks like I'm making a giant monster. It's like some snaggle teeth right here, okay? You can see where we put in our extra pieces to make it strong. You can see our logs here. Take a look. The size of this nail. Look at this sucker right here. Well, it definitely looks a lot better over here than where it did. And it definitely feels solid in here. Putting those molding screws in here, getting them in deep. I'm debating on whether or not I want to go ahead and get the sander and do a quick over it first, fill it all in, so that way we'll end up leveling it out, because we're going to have some gaps that are going to need to be filled in here, just to kind of start the process to see where it needs to get filled. Then I can fill it, let it dry out while I'm gone, and then come back next week and do the final sanding on the floor and be able to start varnishing it maybe Monday or Tuesday.